Financial disclaimer. The information provided in this stream is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered as professional financial or investment advice. We are not licensed financial advisors, and the content presented here is based on our personal opinions and experiences. Investing in stocks and other financial instruments involves risk, including the potential loss of capital. Any investment decisions you make are solely your own responsibility, and you should conduct your own research and consult with a qualified financial professional before making any investment choices. The content we share on this stream may not be accurate, complete, or up to date. Market conditions and financial regulations can change rapidly, and we cannot guarantee the accuracy or reliability of the information presented. We do not endorse or promote any specific stocks, companies, or investment strategies. Any actions you take based on the content of this stream are at your own risk, and we will not be held liable for any losses or damages that may occur as a result. Always remember that past performance is not indicative of future results, and no investment is guaranteed to be profitable. Make informed decisions and consider your risk tolerance before investing any funds. By accessing and using this stream, you acknowledge and agree that we are not responsible for any investment decisions you make as a result of the content presented. You are encouraged to seek advice from qualified financial professionals for personalized guidance. Please invest responsibly, and only with money you can afford to lose.
Hey man, just found the next guaranteed multi-bagger.
Hey man, you found another one? What is it this time?
Come check this out.
Okay, next please. How can I help you, young man?
We want to go all in on VAT. We love a company that's eating itself and it can never get worse, right? Right?
Well, that's fantastic. A really smart decision, young man. We can put that checked and it's gone.
Hey everybody, welcome to Laughing Stock. I'm Redneck Johnny here, and for the people who pay extra attention, you can see that we are missing one person today, Dane. Something happened, like it came up last minute, so we had to cancel on me today, and it's all good. Stuff like that happens, so I'm just gonna do a shorter version today, I think, for the stream, and just go through a little bit, you know, what happened since Thursday. I've spoken a little bit with Dane, so I'm gonna pull up a company that he talked about as well, and also I think it will be back on Tuesday though, so you can watch out for the stream on Tuesday. But yeah, it was you know, we have our lives as well that we live, and things happen, and right now it was just he couldn't do the stream today, so that's all good. We continue on, but that's why I'm going to do a little bit of a shorter stream today, because of two things. Like, you know, usually on the weekends Dana and I are talking here, and usually like sum up the week and what we have done, both of us, and then, you know, tie everything together. But now, since it's just me, it's gonna be like I did one stream on Thursday, and I mean, there hasn't been that many new things going on, so I was, but I didn't do any research on Friday, so I was just thinking for the stream today to go through the process like I usually do when I'm not streaming, and then just you know, check for things from Friday. And I'm planning to go through my tracker sheet and not necessarily the daily movers. So that's like a rough plan for the stream today. And by the way, I've spent all yesterday to update my database, because I was in touch with Guillermo and from Y Sheets, and he said they have added some tickers. So I was curious to see if some of the tickers that I have in my tracker that they offered data to has been updated, but I don't think they have. They have added a lot of tickers, but not necessarily the ones in my tracker sheet. But anyways, it's I always have to update the database. Like, I'm not sure how often I need to do it. I'm thinking right now maybe 4 times a year, or even maybe just 2 times a year. It takes a while. but I did it yesterday, so everything should be up to date now in terms of tickers and information and everything. But at the same time, some of the companies I have in the tracker has fallen below 10 million in market cap, which then exclude them for my filter I'm using with Y-Sheets, because I'm just pulling in companies that has 20 million in market cap or higher. So for example, Con, now the information disappeared, but that's not the Y-Sheet problem. That's because I have filtered it out. So, but they are still in the tracker, but I should probably clean up the tracker a bit eventually, because I saw, we could go to the tracker. I saw here, first of all, these at the bottom, they don't exist anymore, a lot of them at least. I think even all of them, I checked them yesterday, and a ton of them. You see Con, they do exist, but a lot of the other ones, and CPE I think exist a lot, or maybe then ZDGE exists because I have the data here, but I think the remaining here have either changed the name or they don't exist anymore. Probably a lot of them changed the name, the ticker. So I need to update that information. I'm just being lazy. Like, this is now up to 210 tickers, 209 tickers. So it's a lot of things to, you know, update yourself on at any given time. So, but I should spend a day cleaning up this stuff, because, you know, one of these might offer an opportunity that I'm missing out on just by being a bit lazy. So I'm going to do that. And for the people who are now familiar with how this works, you can see that I have 3 check marks in my tracker sheet, which means I have added to my portfolio. So this week, if you watch the Thursday stream, you will see that I talked a lot about a few companies I was very interested in, and I ended up buying SSRM. So I have taken a position in SSRM right here. Gold company. I was very surprised by finding copy involved, but I've been thinking a lot about that since my Thursday stream, because I think copy is amazing. I have read a lot of the stuff that he writes, both on Twitter and his blog. And I have listened to a lot of the podcasts he has been on, and interviews and stuff like that. I've tried to watch as many things I can with him. And I remember, I can't find the exact episode and the podcast that I heard it on, but I remember I heard him saying that he got a little bit of a headache with a lot of the positions he had. And every time he starts to get that, like, it bothers him a bit. He says, I'm just selling everything, because that's how I do. I just sell it off. I don't want to think about it anymore. I just sell it and I get the cash. And then he said, like, but don't worry, I'm not selling anything that I've talked about. All the stuff I have talked about are stuff I'm still keeping. For example, AMRK, and I can't say I've listened to all of his stuff, but I've tried to listen to a lot of it, and I can't say I've heard him talk about SSRM, which is why I was a bit surprised to see him as an owner. And I have to say also, why don't I have a Whale Wisdom link here? Okay. If the average that he operates with here, not he, but the Whale Wisdom operates with, is accurate, he's right here. You can see the estimate average price is almost $8. And he bought in Q1 2024. The filing date was 5th of May. If the average price is $8 for him, he must have bought, you know, as soon as he heard the mine collapse, which was here, because it was trading at almost 10 just before it, and they came out with strong guidance like the day before the landslide or something in SSRM. So this is a bit more not so messy chart. And it fell all the way to 375. And if his average price, and this is a new position for him, this is all according to, you know, Whale Wisdom. And if you go into his fund here, and I kind of trust the numbers here. Where are we? Here, you can see it's a new position for him. Which means that he has he didn't average down or anything with that buy, you know. So he went in at $8, but since so many things happen also at the same time there, maybe Whale Wisdom has the number wrong and he bought actually later, because just this day it was at 8 at some point, you know. But it landed down here, so maybe copy bought all the way down here, and the number is completely off on Whale Wisdom. So I'm just not sure, but I was surprised to see him involved, because I haven't heard him talk about SSRM. But what I have heard him talk a lot about though, and it's on even on his blog. Playing gold. He has talked so much about gold and how he's bullish on gold moving forward. His play here is about AMRK, which I have also talked about on a earlier stream. Does he mention SSRM here? No. AMRK. That's his play on the blog. That's what he has been talking about in podcasts and stuff, and not SSRM. And I have also heard him say something like, who wants to own miners, right? Something like that. So that's, I was a bit surprised to see him, but I take it as an extra strong sign, because if he doesn't usually want to own the mines, and I assume maybe, I calculate that this number might be way too high. He may have a much lower average, because everything happened on this day, in one day. I look at it, if he's still in it and it's not included in the stuff that he had talked about, that he has been selling things, and it's still included in his portfolio, and he has previously said that he doesn't like to buy miners and stuff like that, but he bought this one, I take it as an extra strong sign, because he saw that the price was off here, like the upside was very strong, and like almost nothing is certain, right? But for him to go in then, after saying all those things, in a mining company, in a market that he's very bullish on, I just take it as a strong sign. And I like that he was involved, and he bought a lot too, 1% of the company. So and everything is fundamentally based, right? We can start to pull things off, because I have them here. I have something from Thursday streams actually. You know, I went through them on Thursday. The fundamentals are good. Oh no! They have blocked. Hold on. They have blocked my short interest information. Oh no. Every time I fix something, there's something new coming up. What the hell? It seems like something is wrong in the fundamental sheet because I updated everything and I haven't noticed that I also need to update some stuff here. So I'm going to fix that, but I won't do it on stream because I need to spend some time on it. But it seems like my information here will not be pulled in today, but that's fine. And also here, the short interest site has now been like paid version or members only. So I don't have that information anymore. Like, oh, it's not only rough in the market, it's rough for the sheets as well. You know, last week ago we had issues with Y sheets, so and now I just updated. I've spent hours yesterday to update everything. I managed to update the information here, and then of course when everything is good, something needs to be not good again. So that's how it is. Anyways. We can deal without it. My point was I like the fundamentals here a lot actually too. I think the chart since the landslide accident is pretty flat, right? So okay, I missed the way up here. You could have bought down here and sold up here, and you were happy with how you played this, right? Maybe that's what Copy has done. I don't know. But I still like the price down here, so that's just like a little bit of the explanation of why I bought, and I bought here, so I'm very happy with my enter. Saying that though, I have put a stop loss 10% below 4. I didn't want to go by this 52-week low on this one, 375, because I don't think, you know, that all happened in one day and was a special situation. So I took it up a bit and calculated like from 4, and I put a stop loss which will sell the entire position if it reach 10% below 4, just to protect myself a bit, because the risk here, as I see it, is if they the Q2 report was very good. All the other mines that they have were on track to make all the guidance they've done. So it looks very good, and that's pretty good to do in a tough period for them. They've had to deal with a lot of things, you know, with the landslide in Turkey and all that stuff. So the fact they managed to you know, hit the numbers that they have guided for in all the others are good, and not only that, they also provided with some updates on how it's going in Turkey and all that stuff. And now the risk is known. We know it's gonna. I will show here in the article. We know it's gonna cost them up to 300 million. Which they have on their balance sheet. You know, they have 372 million in excess cash, and they, keep in mind they are making free cash flow as well. You know, so the risk is known. They can deal with it. It will be tough for them, of course, and they have spent already 55 million. The company said site remediation cost would be between 250 and 300 million. In the second quarter, 55 million was spent on remediation activities as coupler. So they have already started to spend money there, and they have spent 55 already. And there's a lot of things here now that you know, they withdrew the guidance, so there has been a lot of uncertainty. But now we get more information that they are pushing through and trying to get the mine up and running again. And if you read it, I'm going to read this now, and it will be a bit long, so just bear with me here. But I think this is important. This was from the earnings call now in Q2, which they released in end of July. So he's saying, like, at Coupler, there have been 4 priorities in our ongoing efforts since the incident. In summary, these are: 1, the recovery of missing colleagues; 2, the containment of the incident; 3, the remediation of the site; and lastly, 4, the incident review and preparing for next steps. And it's this one that we are interested in as investors. And they have recovered all the 9 dead bodies, and they are working with the families and everything. They will talk about it here. which is good after what happened. With respect to the recovery of our missing colleagues, the 9 individuals who were lost as a result of the tragic incident have been recovered, and we want to thank all those who have worked tirelessly to locate and return our colleagues to their families. We are continuing to support the families, our employees and the community members impacted by the incident, and to date we have retained a full complement of salaried staff at Koppler. Secondly, all of the planned containment infrastructure, including a grout curtain, cofferdam and buttress, as well as pumping systems and the Sabirli Creek diversion, have been successfully installed. So all this is good so far, right? Public statements from Turkish government officials continue to reiterate that there has been no recordable contamination to local soil, also good. Water or air in sampling location. Third, with respect to remediation, we continue to prioritize the cleanup of the Sibir Valley and remain on track to have all the displaced heap leach material removed by the end of the third quarter, which is also good. They are doing stuff to make this go into production again. Of the total displaced material, we have moved more than 70% into temporary storage locations. More importantly, this includes more than 90% of the material from Sabirli Valley. The total remediation spend in the second quarter is 55 million against our estimated total remediation spend at 250 to 300. We are continuing discussions with the Turkish government officials around the remediation plan, including the approval and construction of the e-storage facility. As we look ahead, it's important to note that the investigations into the cause of the Koppler incident continue, and we are cooperating fully with the relevant authorities in Turkey. We have commissioned independent third parties to review the design, construction and operation of the heap leach pad. To date, these reviews have not identified any material non-conformance with the construction or operation of the heap leach pad relative to third-party design parameters. Simultaneously, we continue to work closely with all the relevant authorities to advance the permits required to restart the Koppler mine. These include the reinstatements of the Koppler EIA and operating permits. If and when the permits are granted, we would anticipate commencing sulfide plant operations through the processing of existing ore stockpiles on site. These stockpiles contain more than 700,000 ounces of gold. Certainly, there is a lot of work ahead for us to Koppler as we continue to advance the remediation efforts. However, we have made meaningful progress to date and remain fully committed to a restart of the operation once we receive all the necessary permits. And now, and that was the thing, right? And I was like, this. It seems like, of course, this was a mine that stood for a lot of their production in total. I think according to one of the Seeking Alpha articles, it was up to 40% in total production for them. So of course they're trying everything they can to get it up and running again. But at the same time, it needs to be done in a correct way, and it seems like they are on track to do that. Yes, there are still risks here, and there are still uncertainties if they're gonna get the permits and all that stuff. But to me, it looks promising in terms of getting it back to running again right now. So, but that's the risk. If we get some negative news here, I just wanted to protect myself a little bit and have the stop loss. But the other thing is, what is priced in already? If you see this drop, obviously it's priced in already that that mine is not going to work for a while. And then the thesis is then if they get the permits and get it up and running again, I think this can bounce up again. So I'm in SSRM now, and I've been looking to get into gold for a while, and I've been, sniffing on AMRK, same as Copy, and I got some SSRM I didn't get from Copy, but AMRK I did, and I really liked the way he speaks about it and his thesis on it. So that's why it's interesting to me. I pulled it up and looked at it at the same way, and I kind of like what he's saying and see a lot of the same things. But this one was just on our radar. I remember when Dane and I first pulled them up because of the accident. and they've been in the tracker since then. Just because of this, I wanted to track to see the development, and when things start to settle down a bit, maybe the price is still cheap and I can jump in, and that's exactly what happened. And let's see how it goes then. But if, moving forward to Q3, you might get some updates on this stuff. So that's what I'm hoping for. So yeah, I took a position, and I'm diversifying. Finally, have a cash position. Spend it in on first. I bought some more ALTO. On the stream on Thursday, I said I bought even more on ALTO. Dane was, I don't know if he actually did it, but he told me that he considered to also put more money into ALTO because it's insane, in our opinion, the way it's priced right now. But first I bought some ALTO, and then I bought some here, and then I still have a cash position, so I'm finally on my way to diversify more, and I think I have my eye on another one, another ticker or two, that I'm gonna probably, you will see me pull the trigger pretty quick now, this coming week. But let's see how it goes. I will update you when I do something. But I have three companies now in the portfolio. It's Mastercraft, which I'm very happy with. They're doing well now, back above 20. I have SSRM and I have ALTO. So that's my portfolio right now. And by the way, if you are interested in SSRM, they have some pretty cool YouTube videos of their mines. You can press them here, and you get to see the videos. So just for people who are interested to check them out. But yeah, that was SSRM. Then let's move over to ALTO, because there's been some. Look at this. What the hell? After that report, and it's still trading below 140. What the hell? What the hell? So I look at it as a great opportunity. Like I said, I added. I think this is no investment advice, but I think this is a great opportunity to buy ALTO. In my personal view, and that's what I did. Yeah, I don't know. On the report it was up 7%, and then now it's all the way back to where it was before the report, I think. There's been some development in article here, some comments. And I think they were here, from Parker here. This seems like a new framing in the 10Q and supportive of that idea. And they're talking about selling the Western plants. We continue to invest in our Western plants, which were built at a time when destination plants delivered a solid and differentiated value proposition. As competition in corn bases increased and carbon values declined, we began further investing in these plants to broaden our revenue streams and improve profitability. Our ultimate goal is to optimize their value, which could include operating them long term as part of our portfolio of production assets, or evaluating the sale of one or both plants. And then Justin saying, like, I agree, they are clearly on the path to selling the plants. What are your thoughts on timelines for their carbon sequestration program after the call? And Justin is saying, I am expecting a lot of news on or before November earnings. As Parker noted, an asset sale seems likely. I would imagine that if the Western assets get sold, that carbon capture would occur very soon after. It's like if they unlock the value there, they have the cash to move on with the CCS maybe, but let's see how that goes. I just find it interesting, more and more people. Opposite to, do we have the transcript now? Yeah, here, perfect. Look at this. My point is, look at this. And like Parker was mentioning there, that's kind of the quote I want, because Dave here, you know, Dave here, also the response to selling assets was to me a big no. This is the quote from management on the call, which could include operating them long term as part of our portfolio production assets or evaluating the sale of one or both plans. And then Dave saying to everyone that he interprets that as a big no. How is that possible? How can you get that it's a big no from this quote? I don't get it. I'm not saying they definitely gonna sell the asset. That's not what they say. They say they're happy keeping them as well because they think they are valuable assets. But this definitely doesn't mean a big no, like Dave here is saying. I don't know why people will come out and talk like this. Maybe they are just lazy. Maybe they haven't done a good enough job. But it's not even a good enough job. It's like the minimum required to post something, in my opinion, on an investing platform. But how that turns into a big no is beyond me. I don't understand that at all. So just, you know, you see us also on the stream just browsing through these comments, but and it's like you should never take this you know, as a gossip. No, I mean, how do you say it in English? Not gossip, but as gospel. Gossip is quite the opposite. Anyways, yeah, I think it will lead to an asset sale in my personal view. But I'm also very excited to see the update. They said they were gonna come with some updates to us on here. On the Magic Valley, the upgrades they have done there. So Justin is asking them about that, and he's saying like, it's a good question. Well, to the extent that there's material disclosure, yes, we will make sure that we do that. Otherwise, it may line up appropriately with the third quarter call. If you think about it, you're not only talking about achieving capacity, but really what you're also talking about is being able to place your product and get the penetration that you were hoping for with regards to higher proteins in corn oil and placement of that product. So whether it's, I guess what we'd like to say, it's let's play it by year, but we'll make sure that we provide information as appropriate. And Justin is asking just because they said it earlier here. I need to find that. Here, they are talking about the West End assets here, and they are saying we are currently working on the ways to improve the facility's profitability and hope to share more information with you over the coming quarters. And I think even there's another quote that said like in just a couple of weeks. I know there was another quote with this. But maybe I remember wrong, but I'm pretty sure I listened to the call and they were saying but maybe it's this one I remember. Hope to share more information with you over the coming quarters. I just thought it... Okay, maybe I'm just I'm blending the information. They expect to increase the production rates in the coming weeks on those plants after the upgrades, and that they hope to share information with us over the coming quarters. Maybe I'm just mixing a few things together, but it's good though. And then Justin was asking if they plan to do that before Q3. And the answer was basically that it may or may not come before Q3, but probably it's going to come around Q3 or on the Q3 column. That's how I interpret the answer, at least. So the transcript is out, read through it. How Dave here gets a big no of this situation is a mystery to me. I think the exact opposite. I think they are very open, and they are clearly talking in a way and also showing it by splitting it out on the balance sheet, the performance. And talking about the upgrades and everything, like these plans are now ready to go, and I think I can't really see like a bad scenario in terms of the Western assets, because if they keep them and the production is now up and running in a fantastic way, that's good too. But it may take a little bit more time before they generate the cash that we're talking about in a potential sale, you know. But how the price is still down here is beyond me, and great opportunity. That's what I think. Anyways, that was a long way to say that I'm still bullish on SSRM and ALTO and Mastercraft. Don't forget Mastercraft here. They're doing really well. They've been they got slammed down to 19 something again. Now they are even on a couple of days where the market has been in general very red, they have been green actually. I have not seen any more buys from Coliseum. They are happy now with the position, it seems like, and they are waiting for stuff to happen. Just quickly on the dashboard, nothing except the VIX, of course, but there's not so much movement here. I'm not going to spend time on the VIX here today. I will pull up just a couple of tickers here, I think. First one is BATL, which I find a little bit interesting on the chart. And you know, BATL is in the tracker. We can find it here. Where are you? There. If you look at the metrics, they're not too bad. 1.7 on price to book and all that. It's very close to being green here. I think I have it at what I have it at 1.5 probably. It goes light green. Close to the 52-week low. Very close. Been rough in past 3 months. Been a bit rough for them. You know, market cap getting a bit tiny now. When I first added it, it traded almost at $8. So that's part of why I like it on the chart here, you know. So energy company, oil and gas. 325. This is why you saw a slight, you know, red color on the book value. They have almost around $2 in book. They are debt heavy though. They have 340 million in debt, which is a lot for this company. Don't get me wrong. And they have limited cash too, so they are struggling. And they are also in a downtrend. I don't know. Have they had earnings yet? I thought they had earnings, but maybe not. And then that's even more risky right now. Then, yeah, they have not had earnings, so I wouldn't buy now ahead of earnings. On this one, I think that would be too risky. But if they and also if they fall a lot on earnings, it's like, you know, it's getting down there in terms of market cap and everything, and the numbers aren't great, but they are not terrible either. The debt is real low, and why do they pay this dividend now? I'm just gonna check the debt. November, so they have roughly a year, a bit over a year, before the rest of the notes are expiring. Well, on the chart, I really like this where it was right now, but on the fundamental side, I got a bit scared here. I thought they had look at the free cash flow; it's negative. It's very levered. They have sold some assets here, but what is this dividend? I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, but they don't have enough cash to even cover the near-term debt here. And earnings is coming up. They haven't had their earnings yet, so now I'm a bit scared for this one. I thought it would be a bit better on when I just looked at the chart, to be honest. So I'm going to pull up next one, which is CLW, which is the one Dane told me about. And do I have them in the tracker? They sound familiar. They are not in my tracker. Why she says a bit slow today. Here we go. I haven't looked at them in the last 3 months, so it looks good here on the metrics. They are levered, shows up as levered here. They also have a little bit of cash, but not even enough to cover the short-term debt. But they are generating cash at least. This is pretty good free cash flow generation, right? Almost $10, and the share price is 32. That's interesting. They trade below their book value. They've had an excellent year this year. Oh, they have sold. No, hold on. They have bought. They've had a big purchase. What is this? That's why they took the debt on, probably. What is that? 42. Well, like around 700 million in acquisition. What is that about? So they have sold something for 1 billion, it seems like. Sell its tissue business for 1 billion. When was this? This was in July. The transaction represents the next step in company's transformation to become a premier independent supplier of paperboard to North American converters and the conclusion of its previously announced review of strategic options for the tissue business. And what was this then? They invest 23 million. It's probably this one, right? So they don't talk about prices or something, but it's this one. It's just the same. Probably someone is speaking about this on Seeking, right? Approximately 700 million. So that was correct then. That's a big purchase though. That's where this debt come from, I guess. Still kind of like this. Need to check how it's trading to the... How is it on the chart? $31, $38. Okay, so it's close to the 52-week low. Whoa. What a jump. Is that on earnings? Old articles. Yeah. From 52-week high to almost 52-week low in 10 days. Question is, what is the upside here though? And this new acquisition they have had, like how are we gonna see that reflect in the balance sheet here? I think we need to give them a little bit more time before we can say anything about that. But of course, when something drops this heavily like this, and you see that it stops here, it's weird to see, right? Because you can see, you can argue this is a little bit of floor here on multiple occasions in historic when you check the historic values. But when you get these kinds of drop, usually you get a pullback, right? A little bit up, and I think if you go in here, you will get a quick gain, but that's more like a swing trade, though. But I have to say the fundamentals are not the worst. I'm just not sure because they were going to sell some business too, right? The sale they had of 1 billion. That seemed like a big part of their business, so I don't know how the numbers are going to look like moving on in the future. So if you jump in here, it would be a short term, more like a swing trade thesis you would have, right? Instead of, you know. But it seems like a good company, though. These fundamentals are not bad. I'm just, what is the next one going to be? Right now, I can argue, like, if you put 10 times on these 7-year averages or something like that, it's right there right now, you know, and a bit below book. So not necessarily too far off where it should be right now. But it's hard to say when they have done so many new things with their business in terms of selling and also buying big for big sums. So yeah, a bit tricky. For a swing trade, maybe it's interesting. I see I've done 1 hour already. I think I'm just gonna end the stream a bit earlier today. There's not so many new tickers. I saw my sheet is a bit messed up. You know, Dane is not here. We planned to do this together, and then something happened last minute, so we needed to, you know, wing it a bit today. So I'm sorry for not going through more tickers, but I just wanted to jump on also to, first of all, we have planned to have a stream, so it's good to have it, but also wanted to see and talk about SSRM and show you that I actually bought I bought a new company, and just give you some updates on that. And then I don't think that much has happened since Thursday. But this one was interesting. I think BATL a little bit more risky with the earnings not being yet there and all that. I wouldn't touch it right now. Also, the fundamentals didn't look great. I had a few other tickers, but I saw IMXI. Maybe we can do one more. IMXI. IMXI. Just want to see them on the chart, actually. I'm not going to do a full fundamentals on them. So we can do this as the last one then. Because they also had a big drop. Look at this. a lot of stuff have though right now, so it's good to track things. They are also in the tracker. Fundamentals are okay. They're pretty good with the free cash flow. It's pretty good. It's a tech company. They are well above their book value though. Earnings positive for quite some years now. They show up as safe, but they have debt, 238 million. But you see they have a lot of cash on their books, so that's why the sheet. And also they generate a lot of cash here, you know. So I just want to go quickly through Seeking Alpha here. See if there's any updated articles or something. Not a lot of comments. He had a buy rating there, and he also had a buy rating here. Down on both of them. Yeah, I don't know. It's worth keeping an eye on when you get these big drops though. Terrible decline in some of the margins here. You see revenue is down. They have bought back some shares though. Operating expense is down quite a bit. Have they sold? No, they have not sold anything. Debt is slowly rising though, which could be a problem. But this is a younger company. They're growing. They're not making so much acquisitions, but you see the numbers are. They've been a bit rough the last 2 years here, but that's also. revenue has grown every year for them, except from last year now. But they have built up a pretty good cash position. Retained earnings at 679. I just think I honestly think it's a bit high still. I think this could trade between, 11 and 15. So yeah. I don't think it looked good. A little bit promising on the chart for a swing trade, but I still feel like I need the fundamentals to be. I need a lot of things to be good before I can decide to jump in on a swing trade on things. All right, sorry for a little bit of a lower quality stream today. Dane will be back on Tuesday like normal. There's still a lot of things to talk about. Yeah, that was it for today, I think. So I will see you. I will go back. I will be back on Thursday at normal time. And hopefully this coming week will provide us with some good gains in ALTO, for example. I can't understand why it should drop more, but yeah. All right. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye bye.